Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Gulf American Summit concludes its work in Riyadh, calling to find peaceful resolutions for crisis in the region and to strengthen efforts of combating terrorism. Greetings of His Majesty the Sultan to His Excellency the U.S. President are conveyed by His Highness Syed Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Sayed during works of Gulf American Summit in Riyadh. And Yemeni government Houthis and their allies start talks in the state of Kuwait as the UN envoy to Yemen values the role of the Sultanate in resolving crises. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Syed Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Sayed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, chaired the Sultanate's delegation to the Gulf American Summit, which concluded its work in Riyadh. During the summit, Their Majesties and Highness, the leader of the Gulf Cooperation Council countries, along with the U.S. President, discussed issues of the region, among them the crisis in Yemen, Syria and Libya, in addition to fighting against terrorism and extremism. The leaders welcomed the start of talks in Kuwait, aimed to prepare for a new era in Yemen. Fighting against terrorism, especially Daesh militant group, was a priority for both sides. The American side pledged to work with the Council countries to cooperate in fighting Daesh. The custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, praised the constructive talks, emphasizing keenness of the commitment of the Council countries to develop historical and strategic relations with the United States, to serve joint interests and for peace and security in the region and the world. On his part, President Obama said that the U.S. has a vision for long-term peace and pledged to provide full support to protect Iraq, Syria and Yemen by providing help for governments of these countries. At the final communique, the summit stressed launching a new economic dialogue between the two sides, calling to accommodate decline of oil prices, strengthening economic ties between the GCC countries and the United States. His Excellency President Barack Obama of the United States of America received at Darya Palace in Riyadh His Highness Syed Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Sayed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, who is participating on behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos in the works of Gulf U.S. Summit, which was being convened in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. During the meeting, they discussed the Omani-American relations and ways of strengthening the existing cooperation between the two countries in various fields. The two sides spoke about numerous political and economic current issues in regional and international arenas and matters of joint concern. His Highness conveyed greetings of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos to His Excellency the U.S. President and His Majesty's best wishes of good health and happiness for the American people, further progress and prosperity, for the country's relations, further progress. On his part, the U.S. President asked His Highness to convey his greetings and that of the U.S. administration and American people to His Majesty and best wishes for the Omani-American relations of every progress and development for the benefit of the people of both countries. The meeting was attended by His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, and from the U.S. side by Susan Rice, advisor to the U.S. President. His Highness Syed Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Sayed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, returned home today after he presided over, on behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, the delegation at the summit's meeting of the GCC leaders with the King of Morocco and the GCC U.S. Leaders Summit held in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The meetings were concluded yesterday. His Highness sent cables of thanks to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and senior Saudi officials. In his cables, His Highness said that he had the honor of presiding over the Sultanate's delegation to the two summits on behalf of His Majesty the Sultan and wished them to achieve the prospective aims. His Highness expressed his thanks and appreciation for the cordial reception and hospitality that was extended to him and his accompanying delegation. His Highness was received upon his return by a number of Their Excellencies and ministers. The Arab League denounced the escalation made by the government of Israel occupation by meeting last Sunday on the Arab-Syrian-occupied Golan land. Statements by the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu were made after, in which he emphasized the annexation of the Arab-Syrian occupation Golan land to sovereignty will be forever. In an emergency meeting of the Arab League at the level of permanent envoys, it discussed putting a united mechanism to face this Israeli challenge for international communities, which will threaten security and peace in the region, including arbitrary practices of Israeli authority towards the Palestinians. The Sultanate was represented at the meeting by His Excellency Halfan bin Ali Al Harthi, the Sultanate's ambassador to Egypt and its permanent envoy to the Arab Country League. Talks between the Yemeni government and Houthi, along with their allies, delegations started in the state of Kuwait. In his speech, Ismail Wield Sheikh Ahmed, the United Nations envoy to Yemen, said the work plan formed a strong structure for a new political track, which will help Yemen and its people to achieve stability and peaceful coexistence. There is no doubt that reaching a practical and positive solution requires concessions by different parties and will reflect the extent of their abidance and endeavour to reach a comprehensive common agreement. The UN envoy voiced thanks to the Sultanate of Oman for political and technical support to the UN tasks in the region, especially in Yemeni peace in Kuwait. The UN Special Envoy for Syria said there was a real but modest progress in the country's humanitarian situation, despite a stumbling ceasefire, as one of the largest international aid convoys made its way to the besieged opposition stronghold. The Syrian Arab Red Crescent Society said its convoy came under fire during the excavation from Zabadani and Medaya besieged by the government forces in rural Damascus. The International Committee of the Red Cross said that together with the UN, it is delivering its largest humanitarian aid convoy destined for Rastan, an opposition-held town under the siege in central Homs. The convoy was made up of 65 trucks containing food, medical and medical equipment, electricity generators and water treatment materials. Still to come in our news bulletin. Hamlet's Elsinore Castle prepares to celebrate Shakespeare's 400th death anniversary. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. A program to empower Omani teachers about the basic rules and dialogue strategies and the ways of implementing it in the educational atmosphere was organized. More details in the following report by Sultan bin Saif Al Sarahi.
To highlight the importance of the dialogue culture in the daily life in general and workplace in particular, the Ministry of Education and the National Youth Committee organized Dialogue Strategies Enhancement Program. The program targets 50 male and female teachers in each governorate, with a total of 550 teachers in all governorates, where a 4-day workshop is conducted in each governorate that discusses theoretical and practical aspects.
Really, this program gives us many ideas that we can apply in the school and also in our daily life. When we learn, when we have these ideas, we can take benefits from these ideas in our daily life, and also we can convey these ideas to the students.
The workshop demonstrates the role of the National Youth Committee in terms of reaching out its main goals, such as facilitating a purposeful communication and dialogue channels among youth in the Sultanate, as well as enhancing the national belonging sense in the community.
This program has told us about the importance of discussion and how we can get benefits in our school and how we can apply the importance of discussion in the classroom and with students.
It is well known that the educational atmosphere is a major tool that creates generations to save and build Oman, and dialogue culture is a significant factor which students use to acquire from their teachers.
With the aim of encouraging students and their academic achievements, the councils of parents in the schools of the Wilaya of Murbat held an honouring ceremony for excelled students this year. The ceremony included a number of events such as a traditional show and theatre play. At the end, the chief guest presented prizes and certificates for the toppers. This annual honouring came to highlight the role of the educational achievements in the educational process through inciting the spirit of competitiveness among school students. The world celebrates World Earth Day, which falls on the 22nd of April every year. This occasion aims at raising awareness among the members of the public about the importance of the environment and preserving it. On this occasion, the Directorate of Environment and Climate Affairs in the Governorate of Dahira held a ceremony which witnessed participation of citizens and school students. Male and female school students organized a play that highlighted the importance of protecting the environment. They also reviewed experiences on ways of protecting the environment, like recycling papers and plastic products. Poets also took part on this occasion through reciting poems on the environment. Collaboration of efforts of civil, public and private sectors are very important to ensure the continuity of the environment in the Sultanate. Under the theme Friendship and Peace, Journey to the Land of Oman, Dahira Hobby Team affiliated to Ibri Club has organised its annual festival for paragliding and remote-controlled flying objects. The activity witnessed the participation of enthusiasts from various governorates of the Sultanate. The event also witnessed the participation of a paragliding team from Thailand, whose slogan was Friendship and Peace, Journey to the Land of Oman. The theme reflects the role performed by the Sultanate in the field of supporting international peace and extending hand of cooperation to world countries. It is worth mentioning that the hobby team includes 80 members who perform various interesting shows in paragliding and remote-controlled plane sports. Through this type of sport, it performed from entertainment. It contributes its activities in promoting tourism in the Sultanate. The event was held under the patronage of His Excellency Ali bin Khalfan Al Jabri, the Undersecretary of the Ministry of Information. As the world marks William Shakespeare's death 400 years ago, a score of events are planned to take place at Kronborg Castle in Elsinore in Denmark. The castle was immortalized as Elsinore Castle in Shakespeare's tragedy Hamlet. This year sees a double anniversary at the castle, which was added to UNESCO World Heritage Site lists in 2000. Elsinore is the angelized name of surrounding town of Elsinore. It was celebrated the double anniversary of Shakespeare's death in 1616 and the beginning of a still living tradition of playing Shakespeare at the castle, which began in 1816 when it marked the 200-year anniversary of Shakespeare's death. Denmark's Queen Margaret attended a banquet at the castle on Thursday, marking the start of Hamlet's weekend. Shakespeare died on April 23, 1616, which will feature theatre and musical performances, dinners with food from Shakespeare's time, Renaissance walks, and readings of Hamlet. And now for the general weather forecast. Clear skies will prevail over most governorates, with the possibility of low clouds early morning along the southern east coast. Winds will be northwesterly light to moderate along the coasts of the Sea of Oman. Seas will be moderate to rough with a maximum wave height of 1.75 meters. is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Gulf American Summit concludes its work in Riyadh, calling to find peaceful resolutions for crisis in the region and to strengthen efforts of combating terrorism. Greetings of His Majesty the Sultan to His Excellency the U.S. President are conveyed by His Highness Syed Fahad bin Mahmoud Al Sayed during works of Gulf American Summit in Riyadh. And Yemeni government Houthis and their allies start talks in the state of Kuwait as the UN envoy to Yemen values the role of the Sultanate in resolving crises. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsrooms and the studio, good night.